What's up, everyone? My name is Mystic, and welcome to Mystic Reacts. If you have seen me before, you may notice my model and my background are just a little different. Hopefully, you enjoy them. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope to see you again. But let's get to the video. The video is by Casually Explained. Guide to going out. Now, I'm not really someone who goes out much. Obviously, I'm a VTuber. I don't touch grass, but I definitely need a guide to learn how to go outside. Hopefully, this teaches me that. Also, I'm using a different tracking thing than I normally do, so let me know if you like it or not.
Incogni. We've all heard the expression, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, which is similar to my dating advice, if you're the hottest person in the room, you should go outside. The problem is nowadays that guys have realized that women don't really like you coming up and talking to them in public unless you're above an 8, so if you want to get rejected by a girl, it's way easier to use an app. Nevertheless, whether you like it or
Maybe I'm just socially awkward. I don't like anyone coming up to me. Like, not hot people, not old people, not young people, no one. Like, I don't want to know anyone talking to me. Gym Jam. Goddamn, $16. Ugh.
not, sometimes it's necessary to venture into the real world and do an activity, and I thought I could share what to look for and what dangers you might encounter if you face your social anxiety head on with alcohol and then go out for a night.
Give me one more year.
Starting location. The starting location is always someone's apartment where you can pre-drink or pre-game, as the Americans say, because they clearly don't take it seriously enough. This is the most important stage of going out because it's where you and your friends have a few drinks to loosen up and come up with a game plan for the rest of the night. The game plan is the same this time as it always is, which is getting progressively more drunk and making it up as you go along.
Totally, I can.
Once you and your friends have come up with concepts of a plan, it's time to set out on your hero's journey into the harsh environment, where you must trek forth for several steps until you get to the Uber. If you live in the north, you'll befriend a nice Indian man who will simply ask you to rate 5-star, and if you're anywhere below the 37th parallel, your driver will say, "No Inglés," and then quietly play Spanish news radio.
I've never used Uber.
Starting location, be 2 drinks in. Dangers. Everyone is really strict with ID these days, so make sure no one left their identification at home. The first encounter. Option 1, happy hour or anything. A lot of really nice restaurants actually have great happy hours.
Only thing I know is
Sonic's
happy hour.
Have a few happy hour drinks and appetizers, create a nice pre-dinner buzz, and then a few people decide to stay for dinner and a $60 bottle of wine. Unfortunately, this isn't a Las Vegas casino, and your deception is powerless against me.
Okay, I like that. I was gonna bring that up about Vegas or something, because when I turn 21, I'm planning on just going to a casino, drinking a shit ton, because apparently you get free drinks as long as you're gambling, and gambling a shit ton, probably. That's how I'm gonna spend my 21st. I can't wait.
I will have 5 glasses of sparkling wine and 2 dozen oysters for $35, then I'll dip immediately at 5:59 p.m. Even the Jerry Springer of finance would be begging me to spend more money. So prepare to tank the losses on your corporate taxes because I've won before, I've won today, and I will be back to win again. Objectives. Have some food and more drinks to prepare you for the arduous journey ahead. Dangers. Many of these restaurants employ attractive waitresses who try to manipulate you for more money with lustful incantations like, "How was your day?" Or, "Is everything tasting okay?"
Here's the bill.
Do not fall for their siren song and always be the change you want to see. Remember, tipping is a social construct. First encounter option 2, dive bar. Dive bars are pretty much the cheapest option you have for going out. Usually on the edge of town and not that busy, but you probably won't find your life partner here unless you're looking to donate one of your kidneys to them real soon. Objectives, cheap drinks and guaranteed free seats. Dangers, you get a glimpse into your future for when your life completely falls apart. Also, if you lose a bar fight and allergic to peanuts, you will die. The second location. The second location is the last moment you can still turn back and abandon the plan, which is seeing if it's going to be an actual night out, or if someone says something cowardly like, "I have work tomorrow," or "I have a wife and kids and need to spend time with them." This is why the second location has to be where you spend the most on drinks and potentially meet random strangers that will join your party and reinvigorate lost morale into the group. Craft Brew Pub. Now, as someone who's been drinking IPAs for 10 years, you might say, Jamie, I just tried my first IPA and it was terrible. How long until they
Am I
start
doing a good
tasting
job
good?
pretending I
In
know
my
what any of
experience,
this
at
is?
least 11 years.
Actually, I
Type of
have been
party
to a
member you
bar
might recruit, 30-year-old
when I was a
mustachioed
kid.
indoor rock climber. He likes
Ooh,
music festivals and planning summer road trips in his Kia Sedona, a chill addition to your party, but no
yeah.
special party buff. Chance of
I'll
success,
take that
high.
addition.
Option 2, cocktail bar. Cocktail bars aren't the best for group outings because they have limited seatings and are usually really busy,
Okay.
but they are a classic date idea for a reason, which is that most girls don't actually know what food is and so typically live off of iced matcha lattes and small
Eh.
processed bags of carbohydrates they have stashed in strategic locations to forget about and then rediscover throughout the day. Cocktails and bar snacks are basically just an upscale version of this, tricking them into thinking you are capable of providing a better version of their current lifestyle. You unfortunately cannot, as you're paying for the check by letting your car loan go to collection. Type of
I'm
party
so
member
glad
you
I
might
have
recruit,
a loan on my
wife.
car.
Chance of
I pay
success,
for it in
low.
full.
Option 3, natural wine bar. This is what the modern hipster has adopted after moving on from craft beer. We can't afford houses or children, but we can
Oh,
afford
Jesus.
houseplants, tattoos, and overpriced dining experiences.
Tattoos.
If you've ever had the luxury of visiting Europe, you know you can go to
No, I've
any
not.
supermarket and buy drinkable wine for €3, or go full top shelf of the supermarket for $5. If you go to Korea or Japan, you can buy a bottle of
How much?
soju or
How much
sake
is
for
how much is a plane to Europe? Because I mean, their age is 18 to drink. I know where I'm going soon.
$1.50,
Uh-huh.
but in North America, you can go to a
Apparently
natural
that
wine bar and
the
spend
one
$90
cup stuff
on
sucks.
fortified kombucha that has a living organism growing inside of it.
Ugh.
You might think this is a scam until you see the bottle has a quirky label on it you can post on Instagram for
Wow.
clout, and then you also realize the
Totally
bar is
worth
filled
it.
with hot millennials. Type of party member you might recruit, someone else's wife. Chance of success, medium.
Okay.
The last stop. Deep in your psyche, this is where you knew you were going all along, back when you said, yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Okay.
This is the most dangerous part of your journey, and each location option has a drunk boss fight you and your friends have to overcome.
Okay.
In order to conquer the last stop, you and your party has to strategically time your arrival with when your blood alcohol level is reaching a crescendo, as all of these locations require you to be as stupid as possible while still being conscious
I just
in
need to
order
be
to
sober
take
for
on the
that.
boss fight.
I don't need a drink for that.
House party. A house party is the prime location for bad late-night decision-making because there'll be lots of drunk people you don't know.
Yeah, the only time I've been to like a house party where people actually drink was a 4th of July one, and people were so stupid. They were like lighting fireworks near a car. They were almost falling off the patio thing, and they it was. I don't know why people enjoy parties. Maybe you're not sober. Maybe that was the issue 'cause I was sober. Maybe that was the issue.
One extremely stressed sober person trying to manage the $20,000 in damage
Yeah,
being done to their parents' property,
that's me.
and a bunch of frat
Except
guys who are probably going to be in
didn't
the
know the
news
people
tomorrow. Boss
or
fight.
live there.
Not ending up in an ambulance.
Mm.
Option 2, nightclub. While most people find that it's easier to dance the later the night goes on because you're more and more drunk, it also gets a lot harder because the floor gets more and more
Isn't it
sticky.
very
It's
busy
better
at a
to not ask
nightclub?
questions on the subject.
Like
Boss
super
fight.
packed.
The 6 double cheeseburgers, 20 nuggets, and Oreo McFlurry you're about to order at McDonald's. Option 3, gay bar. As someone who lives on the West Coast, here we just call them bars, but have you ever been to a gay bar and accidentally made eye contact with someone who was clearly staring directly at you? You're immediately part of the culture. Because no matter how quickly you look away, he will be trying to shake your hand in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Instead of saying, oh, hey man, I'm not gay, I'm just here for a friend's party.
I am.
In the most masculine straight guy way possible, your brain, having never been in this situation before, will try to be polite and say, oh no, I already have a drink, but thank you. When he
I
then
mean,
brings
you're
you
in a
another
gay
drink
bar,
anyway, and you
so-
say, oh my god, I really can't. No, really give it to someone else. I mean, okay, if we just have it really fast, but then I have to go back to my friends. This goes about as well as you'd expect because every server at a gay bar learned to make drinks watching Janae from Mahalo.com. Boss fight?
I don't get that reference.
Making sure 50 Cent doesn't get the footage. The final boss.
Okay.
The return home. The final challenge once you have survived another boss fight is to use all of your remaining brain cell to find your bed. The problem is that you're likely extremely dehydrated, can't see anything, and all of your friends have seemingly perished. This is where you need to invoke the one superpower all main characters possess. Plot armor. Like
Okay.
in Lord of the Rings, just take one more shot, black out completely, and you will then immediately teleport to some sort of bed.
Hell yeah.
Usually this will be your own bed the next day, might be the hospital, could be your ex's, sometimes jail, but I can assure you it works every time. Except in Japan. Don't do it there. At the end of the day, going out was a sacrifice, and you might say that while we managed to lose our money, dignity, wedding rings, And then there was whatever happened at Diddy's. The lesson learned was that just like life, going out wasn't about the journey, it was about how hot the people we met were, and
Yeah,
if we'll ever see them again.
we
Now, if you
won't.
never want to see anyone again who might have acquired your phone number, you might want to try our longtime sponsor Incogni. With their new custom
Yeah.
removals plan, if you found your personal information on websites like whitepages.com, if you'd like to give Incogni
There's the code. That was fun, even though I don't know anything about drinking culture, obviously. I've still got one more year left until I can learn. I was just more like just generally going outside. I don't know why. But hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of my new model and my new tracking stuff. So I noticed this one gets like stuck a little bit because I'm using an iPhone tracking rather than my webcam. And let me know how the audio is. I haven't done one of these videos in so long. So yeah. Until next time, bye.